But anyways, I posted something. And we're going to be talking about this in the 5 o'clock shadow too. Don't forget to tune in today, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on 7averadio.com, the 5 o'clock shadow, with Truthit, Natalie, and Rich E. Lake. I just posted on Facebook, my Facebook Live page. I just posted the to save the world, love a racist. I know some liberals probably blew their minds. They probably saw that and got so irate, like, I'm going to kill this man. Don't kill me yet. Hear me out first. So, a lot of times when you see yourself with someone, you're immediately considered to be a supporter of that or one of them. So, for example, if I am seen with a Ku Klux Klan member, then all of a sudden, oh my God, you're part of the Ku Klux Klan. Tupac is part of the Ku Klux Klan. That is not the case at all. Let me explain what I mean by save the world, love a racist. When a person in society gets caught saying something racist, like for example, those two women that called Michelle Obama a monkey, right, down south. I think it was like 2 last week, and they had 2 totally different jobs. They said, I can't wait for Obama to get out of office so we can get his monkey-looking wife out of office too, right? First thing everybody did was say, oh my gosh, she's racist, right? And then they kicked her. They put pressure on their respective employers until they lost their jobs. I think a mayor even had to resign due to it too. I forget where. I know it's down south in Virginia somewhere, but the story is like it escapes me vaguely. But here's what happened, right? When you get a person fired for saying or doing something racist, you do not solve anything. You do not cure anything. You don't stop them. That doesn't make them say, oh man, I was a racist. I'm not going to be racist anymore. Matter of fact, it kind of does the opposite. Sometimes it makes them hate racists. It makes them even more racist and hate black people more. Because then they say, oh my gosh, like if it wasn't for these black people crying and complaining and whining, then I would still have my job. So it does not solve the problem. It just ostracizes and it causes even more separation. And yes, you should want to be separated from someone who is racist. I don't disagree with you there. If someone is racist, yes, separate from them. You should not want to have anything to do with that person who continues to try to be racist. Here's the problem, though. If I have a family member who is an alcoholic, if I associate with that family member, does that make me an alcoholic? No. Why do I still associate with that person if they're an alcoholic? Because I hope that I can help them defeat their alcoholism. In the same way, if I know someone's racist and I talk to them or I dialogue with them or I try to even show that I can be loving towards them, it is in hopes of healing or fixing their sickness. Yes, racism is a learned sickness. It is a virus. It is a disease. It is something that infects someone. Once you teach a person how to be racist, you have infected them and you have taught them how to be racist. And what do? They go out and they spread it among other people. Racism is definitely a disease. You do not solve the disease by pitting people outside of the camp. And I remember in the Bible, when God struck someone with leprosy, the first thing they did when they had that leprosy is they had to get put outside of the camp for a certain amount of days and then until it heals and then they come back. Well, when you're dealing with a virus like racism, when you're dealing with a disease like racism, you can't just send them out of the camp and expect them to heal on their own and come back. What you have to do is you have to show them the error of their ways. You have to show them why racism is being bad. You have to teach them that racism is bad, just like they were taught that racism is real. And you do not teach them that by saying, you're a racist, get the hell out. That's not how you teach people. The best way to get someone to listen to you is to let them know that they are being heard. And how do you let a racist know that they're being heard? When you acknowledge some of the true things that they say. So, for example, I got into an argument with someone over something Tommy Loren, the real uber conservative woman, said. She likened the KKK to Black Lives Matter, which is ridiculous. But she had some honest points, too. So you know what I said? I said, hey, I acknowledged her honest points, and then I got flack over it. Like, oh, how could you acknowledge someone who supports Nazis and it was like so exhausting accepting all the labels that were given to me just by saying she was telling the truth or something. Like, you can't even stand on the truth anymore to some people. But guess what? If I can talk to someone who I know is racist and has preconceived notions about black people, and then I crush those stereotypes by them getting to know me, that is how you cure racism. You want to know why people don't believe that racism will ever be defeated? It's because people are so, they know that the challenges of coming together as a people, they know how tough those challenges are. But I think that if we continue to dialogue with each other, love with each other, and instead of saying, hey, the only way we're going to... Someone told me the other day, the only way we're going to win is if we go to war. Let me tell you, there are about 13% black people in this nation. We barely have any guns, and half those guns we are using on each other. We are not going to win any wars going to the White House saying, give us freedom or we're taking over. It's just not going to work. I'm sorry to break it to you. You may be tough. You may be able to win a couple fights, whatever. You're not taking over the government. They have tanks, okay? They have bombs. Look at what they did in Japan. So yeah, you're not going to win. Only thing I can suggest is that, we, instead of, when we find out someone's racist, instead of wanting to destroy their existence, that we embrace them and look for the good in them and change it. That's the only way it's going to work. That's the only way. That's the only way it's going to work. It's cool. It sounds fun. It sounds good to let all these people know that you hate what they think and you hate how their thought process is different than yours. I mean, it's okay to have a difference of opinion, but if you are going to really want to change people, you have to learn to love them. Even if it's a racist, love them. They say, oh, I think black people whine and complain, and I think black people only look for hangouts. Don't say, hey, get the heck away from me, I don't want nothing to do with you. Say, no, okay, why do you think that? Let's talk about that. Let's have a conversation about that. Let's talk about that. Let's laugh. Let's have all these conversations. Let's get that mindset changed. Because if it's not the truth, then you should have confidence that the truth in the end will win. And it will win. You won't lose. You won't lose. So talk to someone about it and, save the world. Love a racist. Save the world. Love someone who's ignorant. Because if you love them, you can change them. You cannot hate them and change them. Hate doesn't change anybody. Hate hardens hearts. Love changes and evolves. So that's why I'm saying today, save the world, love a racist. If you disagree with me, it's okay. I won't hate you for it, even though you're wrong. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back on the 9 a.m. Rise radio show.